Hello, good evening, everybody. It is 7:20. It just turned 7:21. It is 7:20, and you are tuning in to Discover with Spinati. Today, we are talking about veneers before you get them. That's right, folks. We're going to talk about veneers. It's going to be a quick one, but it's going to be heavy intensive on the slides. So basically, this is going to be a webinar, and it's going to explain the general gist of veneers and what they entail. And I'm going to show you some really cool pictures. I'm going to show you some celebrity pictures and some celebrity pictures I got them that don't really look good in terms of veneers. You're going to see what bad veneers look like on celebrities. So without any further ado, let me mention that today is the episode number 49, which makes tomorrow, Friday, and the beginning of, or the day of, the International Women's Day, episode 50, which is a very special day. And it's a special day because episode 50, and it's also because International Women's Day. I've been doing this now live every single day for 50 days straight. Uber proud. And I'm continuing on to 300. Today, we're talking about veneers. I'm more excited to talk to you about them because I get a lot of people coming in and I treat a lot of people that want to do veneers. And so I thought, why not let everyone know what veneers are so that you know and you have a better informed decision or informed mindset with regards to veneers before you actually embark on them, so you know what you're getting yourself into. All right, let's get started. Veneers, before you get them. What are veneers? Veneers are simply put, something that is going to enhance your face. It doesn't just enhance your smile, because as you know, as soon as you smile, your entire face either looks better or looks worse, depending on the teeth. So the whole point of veneers is so that when you smile, your face looks a lot more attractive. And so then you exude a lot more confidence. You can do a lot more things because you feel like you're more charismatic, you have more energy. And so that's what veneers do. So here you can see here, the very, very famous Kylie Jenner. And so here you see the before and after, and she definitely has veneers. And here you have Miley Cyrus also with veneers. Now, here's a question that I get all the time. Are they thick or are they thin, and how thin are they? A very simple way to think about it is contact lens. So if you've ever held a contact lens and seen how thin it is, that's how thin veneers are. Veneers are incredibly thin. They're supposed to be thin. They are not supposed to be thick. So when someone says, oh, I don't want to remove a lot of my tooth structure, that's not veneers, right? When you're removing a lot of tooth structure, you're no longer doing veneers. You're doing, a half a crown or a 3/4 crown, whatever. But a veneer, it's supposed to be incredibly thin. And because it's thin, because it's bonded mainly to enamel, it lasts an incredibly long time, and it is very, very difficult to remove from the teeth. So that's what veneers are. And you can see here, it's covered by the Discover with Spinati logo. But here you can see, hopefully you can see it at some point, that Spinati Dentistry is the Consumer Choice winner for 2024. Uber proud of Spinati Dentistry. Yay team for winning that award. And also today, actually, we received the award for top 3 cosmetic dentists in London, Ontario. So thank you so much for your vote of confidence. Now, it says here that bulky veneers don't last. Yes, because bulky veneers are heavier and they take up more space and they're not really bonded to enamel. And so then they're not going to last very long. And they should last, proper veneers that are thin and bonded to enamel should last around 10 to 20 years, sometimes even more. Okay, now what's the process? Okay, a lot of people come through and they say, I want veneers and I want them done in 2 weeks. And I look at their smile and it doesn't look good at all. And I'm like, what I mean by it doesn't look good, I mean like their teeth are very crowded. There's there isn't a lot of space, or there's, their teeth are collapsed because they're missing a tooth, or whatever it is. There's something that's not right. And so I can't just plaster something on. And unfortunately, this is not a zinger for people that go overseas or for dentists that are treating overseas, but it's just the nature of the game. When you go overseas, you want things done quickly. They're under pressure, and so they have to perform. And so they cannot really do the proper things if you don't have straight teeth. The proper thing to do, the first thing to do is for you to do ortho in order for you to straighten your teeth. I'm very sorry about this mic. If your teeth are straight, then you actually don't need to do anything. You just need to make sure that you know what you're talking about and you know what you're ending up in terms of result, so that you know what the final result's going to be. before you get started if your teeth are straight. If your teeth are not straight, be prepared to get them straightened, because if they're not straightened and you put something on there and the bite's not right and you remove too much tooth structure, you're going to encounter sensitivity. You're going to encounter maybe even at some points you're probably going to need root canals. It's going to be a disaster. Instead of you enjoying these veneers and actually feeling healthy and feeling good, you're going to start having these really bad experiences with your teeth later on during your years after putting on your veneers. And so that's why the first process here that I put is Invisalign or ortho or braces, in order for it to create room, whether it's to create room in between the teeth or to create room, from the tooth on the top and the tooth on the bottom. You need some room for the porcelain. And the second is, if you're missing teeth, then you put implants. And if you obviously don't not missing teeth, then you put veneers. But if your tooth is heavily restored, then it's no longer veneers. Now you probably need a crown. Now, if you can see here in this picture, you can see that the before and after. And here you can see on the top, there's a lot of crowding. And also you can see there's a tooth that's missing, lateral. And so what we had to do is we had to use Invisalign. We straightened out the teeth, created space, put in the implant, and you can see here the end result looks fabulous, looks very natural. And if you didn't know that this person went through ortho and then put an implant and veneers, you wouldn't have a clue, because they look so natural, right? They look so good and so natural. So that's how a good aesthetic outcome is supposed to look like. It's supposed to look like that. Okay. All right. Now, what do bad veneers look like? Okay. So this is an example of bad veneers. And the reason why I picked this photo, I mean, some people like this outcome. Okay. But it's just, in my view, bad veneers look unnatural. So if someone smiles and it looks like they have veneers on, then that doesn't really accomplish the whole purpose of putting veneers. The whole reason of putting veneers, in most cases, unless the person comes in and says, I want the fakest teeth possible, unless that person comes in and says that, the whole point of veneers is to accentuate, to make the smile look incredibly good while making it still look natural. So you want a shade, you want to communicate with the lab, you want to do the proper, planning, and I'll show you a little bit of that on how we plan teeth so that they match the face, they match the golden proportions of the face. And so you go through all of that trouble, and then you communicate with the lab with regards to different gradings and different shadings and incisal translucencies and all these little things that we communicate with the labs to make sure that the final result's going to end up incredible but also natural looking. Okay, so in this little slide here, you can see that the teeth there are very bulky. They're opaque, meaning that they look very, very white, right? They look like, like paper white. And there's no gradient in color. So it's very like monochromatic. It's one color. So, I mean, obviously no teeth is one color, right? There's always some kind of gradient. And so that's why they don't look very natural. As opposed to, if you look to the right of that, you'll see that even though that one is still white, it looks a lot more natural, right? If you were to cover the top picture, the before picture, just look at the after, you wouldn't really know, your eye wouldn't really catch that those are veneers, simply because of the way that they're made. You'll see there's incisal translucency, there's a bit of gradient, there's a bit of characterization. There is some form of life that is put into it to make it seem like it's more natural, but it still looks absolutely gorgeous. Now here is when the veneers or crowns are done incorrectly, and you can see blatantly that these are fake, okay? Because no teeth look like that. No teeth are protruded like that. They don't look monochromatic. They have the exact same things as the previous picture that I showed you, whereas things that are wrong in them. So, and I put this picture here on the top right just to remind you what a good veneer looks like versus bad veneers. And our favorite, Joe Biden, he also has crowns, maybe some veneers. But you can see here, you can definitely tell that he's got something. Maybe he was going for that look. But all I'm saying is that those aren't very attractive. Now, how do you plan? What's the design process? The design process follows the golden proportions, which follows the face, the facial structure. So it follows the eye line. It follows, where the nose is, the midline. There's a lot of lines that we use. And also, it follows the proportion. So we will always go by how the centrals, or the two biggest teeth in the front, they look And then there are sizes that go along those beside them that make everything look uniform and good. Obviously, you don't want it all to be the same size. You don't want the front ones to be huge and the other ones to be small. There is a certain proportion with regards to how the teeth are supposed to look like. So when we're planning a good aesthetic outcome, we are planning it so that it looks symmetrical, but it looks good according to the golden proportions. Again, teeth are not supposed to look all the same length. They're not all supposed to be the same size. That would look like chiclets, basically. It would look terrible. They're not supposed to look, the front two teeth are not supposed to look big and the other one look small. Vice versa. You're not supposed to have very long teeth or very short ones. There's supposed to be a proportion, and that is planned according to the face. So there's a lot of lines that are drawn. It's a science. Okay, and there's a lot of pictures that are taken, a lot of shade selection that is taken, a lot of communication with you if you're doing the veneers, and communication with the lab, and to ensure that the final result is great. Okay, so that's how we plan for veneers. You can see there's a lot of lines. We do a lot of computer generated images so that we can plan it properly. Now, here's a question for you in terms of this person, okay, that you see on the screen. Do you believe with his smile, he has a very nice smile, do you believe that he needs veneers, or does he just need a polish? So what are your thoughts? What are you thinking? Are you thinking that he needs veneers, or are you thinking that, wow, doesn't need veneers? Maybe just clean your teeth. As a matter of fact, his teeth look perfect, don't they? Well, here's the truth. They do look perfect. He does have veneers, okay? But the whole point of me doing this is for me to show you that veneers that are done really well, you can't tell that they're veneers. You just look at them and you're like, my goodness, these look really, really nice. That's a very nice smile. And I wonder what he's doing. I wonder what his routine is. I wonder what how often he's whitening his teeth. Like, you start wondering these things, but in reality, these are just very, very, very good looking veneers. So very good looking veneers that are done well, look natural, and they accentuate the face. They make the face look great. And you can see here, right? His face looks more brilliant. He looks happier, even though it's the same person, same face. The only thing that's different is the smile. So, are you tired of hiding your smile? If you're tired of hiding your smile and not living to your fullest day by day, then ask us how you get started. Let it come in and see us and have a consultation, have a talk, and see if we can help you. Maybe we can, maybe you can't. Maybe we're a good fit, maybe we're not. But you will never know until you come in and you explore your options. So here's the thing: be you. #express. Express yourself. So again, okay, just to reiterate it, no one should know that you have veneers on. If veneers are done well, no one should really know. And if you are looking to contact us or you want to know where we're located on 1195 Hyde Park Road. It's the email is info@spinettidentistry.ca, or you can visit us. The website's www.spinettidentistry.ca. And as you can see here, veneers are absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous. So visit us. Okay. And if you're watching this, you're already on our social media tags. So make sure you come visit us. Let us see you in person, and we'll be more than happy to assist you with your smile goals. And as always, stay well and always keep smiling. Good night.